Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news, Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
I'm Tyler. And I'm James. We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Huntington High School as you're watching boys high school basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Tonight's matchup is a non-conference battle over the holidays. Before we turn the calendar to 2026, we end 2025 with the Vinton County Vikings from the TVC Ohio making the trip over here to Ross County into the township to do battle with the Huntington Huntsmen. I'm Shane Combs alongside John Bruce. And John, as we come in, this is an intriguing matchup we kind of had our eye on from the start. Vinton County got off to the nice start at 3-1. They've fallen through some adversity now. I know that program well enough with Coach Kite. They're not going to lean on excuses. They're going to dig in and fight through it. Now they come in at 3-4. They are 2-1 in the TVC Ohio. That's in third place. Huntington off to an outstanding start at 7-2, 4-2 inside the SBC, which that also is in third place of that respective conference. So when you add it all up, we feel like these are two programs that you never have to remind these kids to play hard, and that should make for a real intense battle here in a non-conference affair this evening.
Yeah, it'll be a really fun matchup here. Two really hard-nosed programs, as you said, well-coached teams as well. Should be a really fun matchup here in the township. We're going to have a really nice-sized crowd tonight as well, which you don't always get for the non-conference kind of non-traditional rivals during Christmas season, but we have a really nice-sized crowd here tonight. Should be a really fun one here in the township.
John, let's start on the home side here with the Huntington group. You look in this athletic program now, Frankie Hersha Jr., and I feel like over the last 2.5 years, it gives you a young man who obviously is extremely talented in multiple sports, but he's also a high-character kid who I feel like a lot of programs have looked to his leadership to build around a core piece. And then, how we've talked on SOSA Overtime so much about the point guard position. Been real impressed with Brennan Smith and his growth. And when you add that together, Huntington not real deep, but those two particular pieces in the backcourt is really giving Coach Uhrig something to build around.
Yeah, when you have really solid backcourt pieces now in their second year of playing together, it really can make a difference, and that's why you've seen a team go from 8 wins last year to already 7 wins this season, and a lot of it can be pointed to that backcourt. Now they have some other nice pieces as well, but man, Frankie Hersha, one of the top players in the SBC, and as Coach Uhrig said this week on the Haynes-Stowell Healthcare Coaches Call-In show, Brennan Smith, one of the top point guards in the league as well, and maybe doesn't get recognized as much because he doesn't do a whole lot of scoring, but he makes the right plays.
Yeah, no question about it. And you talk about making a team go. Vinton County obviously has come across some adversity with an injury at the point guard position, and sometimes when we talk about, it's not always when you lose your best players. Sometimes you lose your most important players. And it's just got a domino effect across the lineup. Obviously, that has taken place as the sophomore Jake Maxwell is going to be out for quite some time. It was an unfortunate injury, just working on a day off of school, and you hate to hear that. Just a sophomore, certainly has a lot of time ahead of him here in the Viking program. So now what you look for Coach Kite is you look to your best players, you look to your leaders to go. Obviously, Josh Montgomery, a junior, is he's no stranger to big games. He had 44 in a game earlier this year against Alexander. Obviously, Nash Yates can shoot the three and so forth. But you really look to your leaders when you start to go through these losing streaks, something that Vinton County hasn't been real accustomed to in recent years.
Yeah, it's nice to have that big-time player in Montgomery, a 44-point game and a win. But, man, when you lose your point guard, even as just a sophomore, it does take a little time to kind of find new places, new positions, new roles amongst the team. And thankfully for Coach Kite, he's got a fairly young team, so he can kind of mix and mold guys in. That could be a long-term fix as well, so they can make it to where they're going to be even deeper in the future. Not great for the short term, but for the long term for this program, if you have two really good ball handlers, which you can achieve now, that instead of just relying on one guy, it can help in the long run, but it does hurt big time in the short term, as we've seen over the last 3 games.
Well, let's talk a little bit short term and long term here. These are two teams that, as I turn the film on, they seem pretty comfortable going around 6 deep. As you get in that 7th, 8th man, maybe not so much. Non-conference game over the holiday break. Maybe it's a game where you do look to try to push out a little bit. Obviously, you need the win, but it's one of those things where the depth piece is something that I'm really interested in. If a team is forced to go a little deeper into the bench, maybe foul trouble or whatever it is, that's something to keep an eye on the season.
Yeah, neither team plays a ton of guys, and then as you said, Vinton County dealing with some injuries, so they're working on kind of new rotations and whatnot. But for this Huntington team, you do get Rhett Phipps back, which will help in their front court. And I think it actually will make them a little more interesting, because Calvin Hirsch can probably go from just playing a pure front court role to being a little more on the wing to help out, give his brother and then Zayden Baker, Eli Airy a little bit of an extra break in there as well. But then you got Calvin Manson inside, and there's not a whole lot of kids that are going to play harder than Calvin Manson.
Well, there's no question about it. And beyond, I mentioned Montgomery and Yates on the Vinton County side. Cole Ousley and Jace Moore will be someone they look to. Jacob Thacker provides them great defense. And then Brody Maynard, a sophomore, gives them some length. They'll even go to a freshman every now and then with Briggs Prater. So I guess you and I have a tendency to look at the turnover and rebounding statistic. That jumps out at us. That's how you win your possessions in the game of basketball, obviously. Both of these teams will get after the basketball a little bit and provide a little bit of ball pressure. Should be a pretty even matchup there. Both teams not real big. So on the glass, I know in talking to Vinton County coaching staff, they feel like their lack of size, they've really been hurt on the glass a little bit. The rebounding should be something that we keep an eye on this evening.
Yeah, you want to limit second chance points, which you have turnovers, live ball turnovers, that can eliminate your possessions. So a way to address that is to crash the boards hard, and both these teams can do it. So I think the team that does a better job of controlling the glass is going to be the one that takes the win tonight, because you're going to see some teams that are going to play some high-level, high-intensity defense, which is probably going to cause, I would say, probably fairly similar amount of turnovers, but it's going to be the team that does a better job on the glass, especially the defensive glass, in my opinion, that'll be the one to pull out this win.
Well, we're getting really close to it. We're excited to bring it to you. We're going to step aside here for the national anthem and some starting lineups. John and I will be back for what should be an outstanding boys basketball matchup. You are watching Boys High School Basketball, Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Welcome back. Huntington High School coming up closer and closer to tip here this evening. Shane Combs, John Bruce here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented always by the great support from Ohio Health. And taking a look at tonight's starting lineups, they're announcing them for you here on the court. First for the visiting Vikings. Number 2, Cole Ousley's a sophomore. Number 3, Nash Yates, he's a senior. Number 4, Jace Moore, a junior. Number 11, Josh Montgomery, a junior. Number 12, Jacob Thacker, a junior. Again, one more time for Coach Kite on the Vinton County side. It's Ousley, Yates, Moore, Montgomery, and Thacker. Over on the Huntington side, number 2, Brennan Smith, the point guard, he's a sophomore. Number 4, his backcourt mate is Eli Airy, a senior. Number 10, Jaden Baker, a sophomore. Number 12, Frankie Hirsch, a junior. And number 21, Calvin Manson, a senior. One more time for Coach Uhrig on the Huntsman side. It's Smith, Airy, Baker, Hirsch, and Manson. And John, we come up on the tip here in some matchups back and forth. What's something you have your eye on early?
Yeah, it's just, you know, I would love to see Montgomery and Hirsch match up here just because of just how athletic and what both of them can do. Just look for them. You know, those are the stars for the team. Let's see how the stars come out here tonight in the township.
Looks like we're about ready to go. They give one last check to the scores table. They give the nod. Ball will go up, and Huntington's going to control the opening tip and take their first crack offensively here this evening as Smith has it just across the timeline. Vinton County starting in the man-to-man, switching the screens. Smith has it up top. Now comes off a ball screen from Manson. Hirsch up through the elevator screen. Ousley's there to meet him. Hirsch to the left-hand dribble. Now looks to drive right. Kicks it right corner. Manson, nothing there. Back out to Smith. Pretty good patience from Huntington here in the early going. Good defense from Vinton County.
Yeah, had a couple of quick thoughts, and then Vinton County cut them off, and Huntington's done a nice job of not forcing it since then.
Now Hirsch has it. He drives hard to the left on the spin. He lost it there. They're going to have a blocking foul. Looks like they get Montgomery there. And again, that's always I know it's early, but that early foul can sometimes lead to some foul trouble.
Yeah, early foul on your big score. You don't love it early, but that's what happens when you play that aggressive help side defense.
Try to get it into Manson on the backside, poked away. Huntington keeps possession. Now Hirsch has it, tries to spin to the baseline, and he lost it out of bounds. Going to turn it over to Vinton County.
Yeah, just some physicality there by Vinton County, and it kind of knocked Hirsch a little bit off balance, and because of that, loses the dribble, goes out of bounds. first turnover of the game.
Huntington going to pick them up in the full court. If you weren't with us in the pregame, Vinton County kind of adjusting without their point guard here over the last couple weeks. Yeah, Moore with it there at the point. Gives away underneath Thacker. Now it's Montgomery underneath, and he turns and scores. Just like that, Montgomery gets the scoring started here. Vinton County up 2-0.
Yeah, good action there to get him on the backside, and good finish by Montgomery. Gets his first 2.
Hard drive to the baseline. That's Hirsch. Gets the spot. Shot up. No good. Fight for the loose ball. Smith saves it in bounds. Baker had it momentarily. Now Montgomery saves it. Ousley might have been on the sideline. No call, so we're going to go the other way with it. Thacker gives way. Deep 3. Dial it up, and that's Nash Yates. Certainly someone who can get it going in a quick timeout here from Coach Uhrig on the Huntington side. And John, if you come on the road and the first thing you're looking for is that energy level, Coach Kite's got to feel pretty good on the early defensive possessions.
Yeah, they've done a great job defensively. The first shot of the game that goes up for Huntington, very highly contested. And then you get a nice hustle over here on the sideline. As you said, we have a perfect view of that sideline, so we can see it a little bit better.
No, in all fairness, that there was a lot going on there, yeah.
Yeah, so ends up, but then, as you said in your notes on Nash Yates, shooter.
Yeah.
He gets his feet set, gets an open look, buries the triple, forces the quick timeout. 6:24 left, already 5-0 Vinton County.
Again, Vinton County will now pick up. We talked about both these teams do not go real deep, but nonetheless, they do like to pressure the basketball a little bit, at least in a man-to-man setting. Now Huntington into the quarter court. Herschel dribble entry to the right side. He'll play two-man game with Baker. Nothing there on the roll. Reverse it now, Manson on the drive. Manson leaves it for Baker, taken away. Still for Yates. Vinton County forced another turnover.
Yeah, that was one where if Manson goes through, lands on 2, he's probably got a layup. But instead he tries to force that over, being a little too unselfish on the play. Good defense by the Vikings.
Moore comes off a Thacker ball screen over to Yates. Now give way to Montgomery. Back out top. Moore thought about the 3 momentarily. Now they'll continue to run offense. Yates, left-hand dribble, back up. Montgomery, shot fake, drives hard to the left-hand, scoop underneath, no good. Good inside position from Baker for the rebound of Huntington. Herschel looked to push. Hirsch cups it into the middle there, and I think Thacker, again, known for his defense, when you turn on the film, does a really good job. He was able to tie him up there, and it's going to go back over to Vinton County.
Yeah, outstanding defense there by Thacker. This is going to be the 3rd turnover already for Huntington. Now we're going to see Calvin Hirsch checking in for the first time. Coach Uhrig is not going to have a long leash, even if he's only playing 6 or 7 guys, because he wants to make sure you got to come out full energy against this Vinton County team.
Moore will clear it out, go one-on-one up the court. Enter it there to Montgomery, fake the handoff. Now goes back, left side. Moore will try a 3, no good. Good rebound there on the backside again. That was Baker again. Now Smith on the drive, cut off there by Moore. He'll try a 3, no good. Baker up on the glass again on both ends has been a factor, no good. Shot won't go for him. Rebound comes down. Moore had it. Baker reached in. Vinton County thought there was contact. They had the tie-up, and the jump ball is going to favor the Huntsmen.
Yeah, Baker giving some really good energy so far for Huntington. Obviously not scored yet, but you like what he's given. 3 rebounds already, gets that tie-up there. Nice work by the sophomore.
We'll screen the screener action. Then Baker rolls back to the basket, catches it there, blocked from behind by Thacker. Hirsch stays with it, no good. Now Baker again, and again, just can't say enough. Obviously, the early timeout had a lot to do with, I think, Coach Uhrig wanting a little bit more just energy, and certainly a sophomore, Zayden Baker at 6'3", giving it to him.
Yeah, usually when you have these Huntington teams, you never have to worry about the energy. And right now, the sophomore Baker bringing it in spades, doing a great job so far, although he misses that free throw.
First free throw, no good. Still 5-0 Vinton County, so Huntington still trying to get the lid off the basket. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Thacker of Vinton County. Montgomery will look to push. Montgomery, right hand all the way into the middle. Kicks it out right side. That's Yates, and again, he's one of those streak shooters, John. You've watched him string several together. He sees the first 2 go down. That rim starts to look pretty big. Back comes Hirsch up all high off the glass. No good. Calvin Hirsch with the extra effort to the offensive glass. So all of a sudden, Huntington maybe struggling to find some rhythm. Give them a lot of credit. First Baker, now Hirsch on the offensive glass.
Yeah, second offensive rebound already for Calvin Hirsch. Goes in and draws the contact as well. At some point, you just got to get on the board if you're Huntington, and then you got to find the shooters. And right now, Coach Urick, he wasn't happy with Calvin Manson for the poor closeout on Yates on the first three, so he put Calvin Hirsch in. Wasn't happy with Hirsch on the second one, so now he's going to bring Calvin Manson back in. And I think it's going to be, I'm assuming, where you've got it in the score on your scouting report of shooter for Nash Yates, it might be written in all caps in the Huntington locker room.
Huntington finally on the board. Now 8-1 Vinton County in possession of the basketball. Moore will hand it off to Montgomery. Over on the right side now on the drive there. That was Maynard. Yeah, just a little bit of a weave action. Montgomery finally finds some room, and he's able to knock down the elbow jumper. 10-1, nice start offensively for Vinton County.
Yeah, just gets his feet set, knocks it down. Good look for Montgomery.
Baker on the spin, up on the guy, does everything but goes in. Yates there to rebound. Montgomery pushes it up the side. Cut off there by Smith. Coming up on a 5 count, and that's exactly what we're going to get, and it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, and right now that's what Huntington needed. They're 0 for 7 from the field so far. They're playing really hard. You got to get some stops, but until the offense starts to come along, down 10-1, seems like a lot, but right now 0 for 7 from the field. Until you start getting something to fall, you got to keep that lead within single digits.
Hirsch brings it up against Moore, comes off the ball screen from Manson. Manson will roll. Hirsch will deliver, a little give-and-go two-man game. Hirsch does a nice job of avoiding the charge and laying it in. And
we're going to get our first flop warning of the season here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. It's a good call, too. I mean, it's...
Yeah, he certainly did a good job of jumping to the side to avoid the contact. Huntington picking up in the full court. Airy on the denial, knocks it out of bounds.
I think we're going to get a foul on the backside. Yeah.
Airy on the denial. A little bit of body contact there. 10-3 Vinton County in the early going. Huntington picking up in the full court. Yates comes up the side to help relieve the pressure. Now hands it right back to Montgomery, and he'll go ahead and bring it up. Montgomery off the high ball screen. Little pop action for Yates, nothing there. He'll hand it back to Montgomery. Vinton County into the half court set. Maynard hands it off Montgomery. Good patience here from Vinton County. Right side, it's Maynard. He'll go left-hand dribble to the middle. Kicks it out to Moore. Montgomery guarded by Hirsch. That's that matchup you're talking about, John. Two really good athletes.
Yeah, and you always like to see those guys guarding each other as well.
Nice cut away from the basketball. Moore too strong off the shot there. Rebound from Smith. He'll throw it ahead to Baker. Baker jump stop in the middle. Back out to Smith. He'll turn down the three. Now Hirsch into the mid-range pull up. He got it.
Yeah, that's one of the places where his game has grown. It started as getting to the basket. They added the three-point game last year, and now he's adding the mid-range this year. Really nice player, Frankie Hirsch, with 4 points in the early going.
10-5, Vinton County by 5 with the basketball. Montgomery over on the right side. He'll drive hard, comes back. That's a quick hitter to design to get a good look for Yates, and had a really good look at it when all the way in comes out. Huntington with an opportunity to draw even closer.
Yeah, I would say anytime you can run a quick hitter and get that good of a look, you're going to take it if you're Vinton County. Great look, just unable to get it to fall.
Baker throws it left side, Hirsch. Hirsch guarded there by Thacker. Thacker oftentimes will draw the toughest assignment on the defensive end for Vinton County. Now Manson into the mid-range, pull up, no good. Montgomery with the rebound, he'll just turn and push himself. Left side, they lose Moore in transition all by himself, and he dials it up. That's way too good a shooter not to recognize him in secondary break.
Yeah, he had missed his first attempt, but this time just way too open. Sets his feet, buries the triple, back up to an 8-point lead.
Manson on the right wing. Guarded there by Yates. Up top, Baker. Baker drives hard to the rim. Absorbs the contact. Shot up, no good. Stays with it. Put back, it still won't go in. Maynard of Vinton County with the rebound again. Baker, nice aggressive move. Just can't get the ball to go in for him.
He must have done something to this rim because he's put those shots up soft, off the glass. Hasn't got anything to fall yet. He's still crashing the boards hard. But, man, just off the rim.
Montgomery all the way to the rim, and if that call goes against him, and it does, that's his second foul. I believe that was Brendan Smith that absorbed the contact. What a big call. That'll be his second foul, and we'll see how Coach Kite, he's going to get him now. Let's see how Coach Kite handles that into the second quarter, especially if they continue to play with the lead.
Yeah, that's a big-time play because right now, he's got the 4 points, but he's also got 3 assists. So he's doing a good job of seeing the players come, the defense come at him, finding his teammates, but 2 quick fouls could be a big impact in this matchup.
Hirsch has it out top. He'll drive hard to the right, spin back into the middle, right up on the top of the front of the rim. No good. Fight for the rebound. I think Hirsch and Yates coming down with it together are going to be jump ball situation. The arrow looks like it favors the Vikings. Freshman Briggs Prater into the game for Vinton County. This is Moore with it at the point. Moore looks over to get the call. Let's see if the Vikings look for the last shot here, John. There's 20 seconds and counting. Let's see if they bring it down and go with some sort of quick hitter.
Yeah, it seemed like Montgomery looked like he was trying for that last, and then he saw an opening and took it. Unfortunately for him, ended up with a charge.
Prater turns down the handoff. Hits Yates out top, and that's his third triple of the first quarter. And what a great start for Vinton County as we arrived at the end of the first quarter. Vinton County 16, Huntington 5. You're watching high school boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber, simply brilliant.
Welcome back, Huntington High School. Shane Combs, John Bruce here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. And, John, it's easy to point to the three-point shooting. It's obviously, a fun thing to watch, and it adds up in a hurry. But in talking to the Vinton County coaching staff, I'll guarantee the thing they're equally, if not way, way more proud of is the 5 points given up defensively, because they haven't been real happy with their defensive effort here in recent weeks.
Yeah, you'd seen a lot of shots inside missed by Huntington, but it's because none of them have been easy looks. They've all been highly contested, and because of that, that's led to only the 5 points for Huntington.
Hirsch gives way to Smith. Smith off a high ball screen from Manson. Manson rolls down the middle. They lob it up over the top to him. Good catch. Now forced on the baseline, tries to save it all the way back out top. Last touch there by Yates. It's going to stay Huntington basketball. John, you make a good point. Vinton County's not the tallest team, but as you get closer to them in person compared to on film, they're really some strong young men, and the physicality around the rim is really contesting some shots.
Yeah, it's just good, strong players. And now you're going to see some hands, though, by Briggs Prater. But good, strong, young athletes, and they do a good job of contesting without fouling. They're not swatting at shots. They're just contesting. And because of that, it makes it much more difficult to score.
Back to Smith in the backcourt, guarded by the freshman Prater. Good young point guard matchup there. Ball screen, they'll switch it off. Now Airy has it down in the corner. He enters it into Manson. He hits on the back door. Nice cut there from Baker, and he gets one to go.
Yeah, second assist now for Manson. First points for Zayden Baker. to go along with 5 rebounds. He's played really well so far.
Poked away from behind. I think Baker might have got that one. Out comes Manson with it all the way to the rim. Absorbs the contact and won't be able to convert the shot, but certainly going to go to the free throw line.
But yeah, that play was started by Zayden Baker. Knocks that ball loose, and it goes into the hands of Manson. He goes down and draws the foul on the other end on Chase Greer.
Yeah, Greer, again, someone that will give some minutes, plays really hard. With the injury to Maxwell, the minute's going to go up a little bit, as we talked about. Vinton County trying to maybe stretch out, find a 7th, 8th man. Free throw, the second one, no good, and Herschel's there on the offensive rebound and falls down out of bounds with it.
Yeah, just deemed to be incidental contact, just leads them falling out. Good effort by Hirsch. But yeah, you mentioned with Greer, this is the time when you're that player that maybe you're the 9th man with an injury. You got to do your best to step up and take advantage of these new minutes.
Prater drives hard in the middle, jump stop, back out Moore. Moore dribbles it back up top, over to Yates on the right side. Huntington defense picked up quite a bit here, guarding in the man and doing so with a little bit more ball pressure. And again, the ball's kicked loose, turnover into the open court. Nice look. Again, the right look just put a little too much on it. I thought he made the right decision pass-wise, just couldn't connect with Hirsch on the diagonal.
Yeah, probably too much of a line drive on the pass. Put that little more air under it, give Hirsch more of a chance to run that down, but turns into their 4th turnover. 5 turnovers so far for Vinton County, 3 of which have came in this quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vinton County starting to get a little sloppy with the basketball. Certainly need a good possession here. Prater on the drive. Kicks it over to Greer. Now Greer gives away to Moore. Moore guarded by Hirsch. Vinton County kind of lost a little bit of their movement that they had there in the first quarter. Now Yates has it.
Well, I'm going to say a good bit of that's probably with Montgomery with the 2 fouls, but
Yates, a deep 3. That was a little bit more contested. No good. Rebound Huntington. Back comes Smith. He'll look to push. Smith right off of a Baker ball screen. Manson pops up top. Now Airy has it on the right side. Airy, he'll try a 3. Good look at it. No good. Baker on the offensive glass again. Shot up, no good. Out comes Prater of Vinton County with it. Poked away momentarily, but now Moore has control of it. Moore will bring it up for the Vikings. Moore gives way to Yates. 5 minutes to go before the half. 16-8 Vinton County. There on the drive, we're going to have a foul.
Second on Airy.
Again, we talked about the depth piece. So as you get into the last 5 minutes of the second quarter, it's that first time in the game, John, where you really get into some tight foul trouble situations. How does each coach choose to handle the 2 foul situation?
Yeah, Montgomery has checked back in now for Vinton County, so see if that has an impact on how he plays with his 2 fouls.
Back out top, Thacker. Thacker goes left side, Montgomery turns it down. Good jump stop. Shot up, no good. Fight for the loose ball. Smith comes out with it. Smith will bring it up for Huntington. Left side. Maynard defensively there, and John, I got blocked out. Was it they called jump ball?
Yeah, it ends up being a jump ball. I think Hirsch just kind of lost control of the dribble. They both go down after it, and ends up being called a quick jump ball there. But the 5th turnover for Huntington, I think that's the 3rd time on a jump ball that they've turned it over. So you mentioned Montgomery on the pull-up, but that was, I believe, 100% because of the charge on his previous time. So he ends up throwing the floater instead of getting all the way to the basket like he had been doing early.
Vinton County tried a little backdoor quick hitter, well defended by Huntington. Turned down, now Ousley on the drive, gets all the way to the middle. Soft touch up on the rim, bounces around and falls.
Soft touch with a lot of contact too for Ousley. Nice play.
Hirsch has it right side. Good job of Maynard. Maynard was on the midline there, did a good job of bumping the cut, and I think the call's going to go against Calvin Hirsch, saying that he extended the arm through the cut there, so some contact away from the ball goes in Vinton County's favor.
Yeah, as you said, nice job bumping the lane, jumping in there, forcing Hirsch to go through. He's just deemed to be a little too much contact by the offensive player. First foul for Calvin Hirsch.
Moore has it up top. It's a ball screen from Montgomery, followed by a flare screen. Now Montgomery cut off there. Good defense. Back out. Thacker will try to drive. Now Montgomery again. Back out. Maynard will try a deep three. Short. Baker with another rebound. He's had quite a half on the glass.
It's his 8th rebound already for Zayden Baker.
Hirsch into the open court. Gives way to Smith. Smith off the ball screen for Manson. Outstanding switch there for Maynard on the ground. And so John Brody Maynard all of a sudden here in the second quarter on back-to-back possessions and impacting the game defensively.
Yeah, just really active hands, and because of that, knocking the ball loose multiple times. And it's just, right now, this is just, a Huntington effort that we weren't really expecting to see. We thought it'd be a little bit more. We're going to get a timeout here for Vinton County.
I didn't see the signal there. Short one will stay with it here. So John, you talk about how teams enter a game. Huntington coming in at 7-2, been playing pretty good basketball. They lost the game earlier in the year at home to Adena, and then they really started to find rhythm. Obviously, the loss at Uniota, they played pretty well in that game. For Vinton County going on some hard times. Now you're talking about a program that hasn't had a losing season coming up in almost a quarter of a century. There's going to be a lot of pride in that uniform. And I feel like the urgency that Coach Kite's been looking for over the last couple games, he's really getting it here tonight in the first half.
Yeah, and they've probably lost some games that they haven't normally lost in the past as a program. And they've obviously done a really good job of coming back together and figuring some things out. And because of that, that's why they have this 10-point lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Coach Kite led his group to 2 TVC titles in his first couple years. Obviously, last year, Megs, you and I had a chance to see that Megs team at Westfall earlier in the year. Obviously, the favorite to do so in the TVC Ohio again this year. Barry flashes in to the high post, nothing there. Vinton County showing a little bit of zone here out of that timeout. Now Baker has it on the elbow, gives out to Hirsch. He steps into a 3-2 strong. On the offensive glass, Manson tried to hold on to it, couldn't do so, and it goes off him last to give the ball back to Vinton County.
But really good action there to get to the ball to the high post and get it out to a shooter with his feet set. Frankie Hirsch will knock that shot down more times than not. Just one of those things right now. Kind of a lid on the basket for Huntington. They just got to keep playing defense.
Moore will try a left side three, and why not? He's been in good rhythm on his first couple looks on that left wing, and he knocks it down again.
Yeah, this is a team that shot the ball well and getting pretty open looks.
Back comes Baker, his 3 too strong. Nice strong rebound from Nash Yates there, hanging on with one hand. Back comes Vinton County. Up 13 with the basketball, coming up on 2 minutes to play. That time, you get a better closeout on the three-point shooters. Manson gets the block shot. Airy with a baseball pass down to Baker. Vinton County back in transition. Baker will try the three. It's short. Good hustle from Hirsch, and wet spot there on the floor. I think he lost his footing. Looks like everybody's okay. But nonetheless, that ball's going to go back over to Vinton County.
Yeah, decent closeout there by Manson to get the block, but once again, Huntington unable to make anything happen in transition. Only 3 made field goals here in the first half for the Huntsmen.
So we're coming up on 1:55. Still have Montgomery on the floor for Vinton County with the 2 fouls.
They're 3 for 20, 15%. So right now, if you're Coach Uhrig, you kind of, if you look at that, you're like, oh, we're shooting 15%. We got 6 turnovers. Don't feel great about it, but you're also not a whole lot of great closeouts. They're not accounting for the fact, that Jace Moore can really shoot, because there's back-to-back shots for him from that same wing. One, they didn't close out on him at all. The second time, they just kind of let him shoot it from deep.
Well, John, let me throw this at you, too, because we've talked a lot about the three-point shot on SOSA overtime. The Vinton County's obviously shot it well tonight, but don't you think a lot of that has to do with their shot selection? I can only think of 2 or 3 rush threes. Most of them have been by the right people in the right spots.
Yep, 5 for 10, and 9 of those shots are from the 2 players who have hit the 5. So I mean, you're getting, as you said, the right people taking those shots, and they're not rushed. So more times than not, even high school kids are going to knock down a pretty good percentage from the outside if they're the right shots.
Vinton County back to that dribble drive. It'll almost look like a weave action. Moore has it over there on the left side. Now gives way to Montgomery. We're coming down about 1:20 to play here in the first half. Now Yates has it. Back out. Vinton County able to eat some clock here. Now Montgomery has it. He'll give the corner. Three ball there, no good. Rebound Hurst. That was Moore on the shot attempt. 1 minute to play here as Huntington comes up the side, and just an unforced turnover, going to throw it away. Back over to Vinton County.
Yeah, you play defense for close to a minute. You get a stop and then turn it over within, 5 seconds of getting the possession. Now you got to go play defense again, probably for an extended period of time, and try to hope that you can either get a turnover or just get a stop.
Even with them on offense, Coach Kite going to go ahead and get Montgomery out of the game with the 2 fouls there. Probably a good move to protect one of his top players in the foul trouble situation. Moore has it out top. It'd be interesting to see if Vinton County tries to run this all the way down. Still with 40 seconds. Huntington
with only 2 fouls, so they can be really aggressive. Eli Airy, the only one with 2, but you got a couple fouls to give if you're Huntington if you want to try to get a reset as well.
Maynard behind the back. Now drives back out. Thacker. Thacker drives. Jump stop in the middle. Shot up. Blocked there by Baker. Baker out in the open court. Drops the bounce pass picked off by Moore. He wanted Hirsch on the cut. Moore was there to take it back. 10 to shoot here. Let's see if Vinton County recognizes it. Moore across the timeline. It's 4. I don't know if they recognize it. Off the high ball screen. He'll throw one from the volleyball line. No good. And we've arrived at halftime. It's been all Vinton County. It's been defensive effort. It's been three-point shooting, and the Vikings, they lead it 21-8. Shank Holmes, John Bruce, stay with us. We'll be back here for a halftime report to tell you about the first half and look ahead to the second half. You're watching high school boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Welcome back to Huntington High School. Shane Combs, John Bruce. So glad you're with us here as we get closer and closer to the end of 2025. And before we turn to 2026, bringing you one more live stream here. High school boys basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. And, John, I tell you what, you look back at that first half and, Vinton County had the fast start. They scored the first 8 points of the game. It looked like Huntington was going to settle in. Looking at my notes here, 13-5, Montgomery on the drive. Smith steps over, takes a charge. Looked like that was going to be a nice momentum play for Huntington. But then Yates comes back and answers with a 3 to end that quarter. Vinton County up 16-5 on the road here at the end of the first quarter. Then you go to the second quarter. I thought the Huntington defense, settled back in a little bit, only giving up 5 points there in the second frame. Unfortunately, unable to score 3 themselves, and here we are at 21-8. So Huntington turnovers, Vinton County defense, Vinton County threes. Where do you want to start? Those are all things here kind of highlighted in my notes. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I just thought Huntington didn't take care of the ball. I mean, they're getting stops late. The lead didn't get bigger than 13, but they had the ball. So I had made a comment with like a little over 2 minutes left in the half. Hey, they're shooting 15%. They're 3-20. Well, they ended the half 3-20 because they had 3 turnovers on those last 3 possessions. Just not even getting looks. You cannot have those. You can't have empty possessions when you're losing, especially when you're getting stops. So you get the stops, you want to turn those into points, chip away at the lead. Well, if you are rushing, you're throwing a little out of control passes, it's going to make it a lot harder to come back in this game despite playing really good defense.
Well, let's look at it from a different perspective, though. You go into the locker room here and you're Huntington, you're down 21-8, but the good news is you only give up the 21, so you're still in the ball game. If I were going to try to look for some positives on the Huntington side, I felt like they were active on the offensive glass. Sometimes when the ball simply doesn't go in, it's easy for the energy to drop, right? Like when Vinton County's coming out, knocking down threes from everywhere, it's easy to have high energy. Mm-hmm. To Huntington's credit, I thought they were getting on the offensive glass. What do you see? What can Huntington do here early in the third quarter? Is it maybe trying to get Hirsch in some favorite spots to see if he can't either get some scoring going or create some shots? Where do you go if you're Huntington on the offensive end?
Well, I know there's a couple different things that they run where it's almost like the old school triangle offense for the Bulls, where you just got 3 guys involved on one side of the court. You use the backside to be either spacing or you're going to be kind of your hustle guys. So I would almost like to see Frankie Hirsch and Calvin Manson kind of interact, try to look to get the ball inside. They have a little bit of a size advantage, as you've seen with Zayden Baker with 9 rebounds, a lot of those coming on the offensive side. So if you can try to get the ball in the post, make things a little easier, maybe you get your spot up on the outside with Brendan Smith on who's, and the opposite of whoever's making that pass inside, work inside and then crash the boards on the backside. They've gotten good looks. They've missed a lot of shots in the paint. We talked about early, a lot of that is the physicality that Vinton County's been able to bring, making it harder to score in there. But also, I think if you're Coach Urick, you're going to say, we got to land on 2, go off 2, so you got a strong base when you're going up every time, so you can finish through contact and maybe get to the foul line as well. They're only 2 for 4 at the line, which is they are outscoring Vinton County there, as Vinton County has not shot a free throw yet.
Well, that's where I was going next. On the Vinton County side, you shoot the 3 ball really well. I thought Huntington started to get out and run them off the line a little better in that second quarter. And as Vinton County able to get down the hill, they're not getting a lot of offense in the paint. I believe they had the one little runner from Oosley, and other than that, they just haven't had a lot of offense at the rim, and as a result, they don't get to the free throw line, and that's where you can become a little over-dependent on the three-point line. Agree?
Yeah, 100%. They're 8 of 19 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3. Now, a couple of those, that last one is just didn't fully have track of time, but, I think it was their last 2 were pretty contested before that, so not really doing a lot in the paint outside of that Oosley play in Montgomery early as well. He did a good job of getting into the paint, but Yeah, they might be reliant a little bit too much on that three, and I think that's probably what Coach Kite's going to be saying at the half is like, guys, we can get that three-pointer, but we don't want to just settle for that as well.
Well, individually, as I watched, I was impressed with Moore and Montgomery handling the ball for the Vikings. Obviously, Yates shooting it. I thought Zayden Baker for Huntington played really well. Just in his all-around game, even if he didn't get some shots to fall. When you look at your stats there from the first half, who are some individuals that jump out at you?
Well, Nash Yates had that big first quarter, knocking down 3 threes. He finished the first half with 9 points on those 3 threes. And really, you're not seeing a lot of rebounds at all from Vinton County. They're not getting the rebounds because a lot of those are coming off Huntington, and they're either getting possession off of jump balls or the ball being knocked out of bounds, so it's the team rebounds instead. So really, right now, 7 rebounds for Vinton County.
Yeah.
Zayden Baker has 9 for Huntington. So I think if you're Huntington, you really like what you're getting effort-wise. You just got to execute better because that 8 points it's still 8 points.
Well, you and I are thinking the game just the same here because the final thing I was going to ask you, for another thing on the Vinton County side, if you're Coach Kite, you're thrilled to death that you come on the road against the 7-2 opponent and give up 8 points. I mean, look, everybody would take that. But if you look at it going in the second half, you cannot be happy with your inability to wrap up possessions and defensive rebounds.
Yeah, 100% agree because this is a Huntington team right now where they're 3 of 20, 0 of 5 from 3. They have not shot the ball well. You're only up 13 because they're getting a lot of extra possessions. They're maintaining or extending possessions. And overall, because of that, Huntington, despite scoring 8 first-half points, is in this game.
John, for people who weren't with us in the pregame, Jake Maxwell, the sophomore point guard for Vinton County, out with injury, and it looks like he might be out for much of the season. So that's something I had my eye on. I thought in the early going, variety of Vikings, led by Jace Moore, did a pretty good job. Even the young freshman comes in. Briggs Prater handled it a little bit. Your overall thoughts on Huntington's ball pressure and how Vinton County has been able to handle it playing without Maxwell?
Well, they had the 5 turnovers. They had 2 in the first quarter, 3 in the second, but they had 3 from the beginning of the second to about the 6:20 mark of the second quarter. So they didn't really get turned over a lot, and it wasn't a lot of live ball turnovers. So I thought they did a nice job of handling the pressure and not letting Huntington turnovers into easy points, and because of that, they have this 13-point lead.
Yeah, both teams come in averaging, let's see, Huntington 56 a game, Vinton County 57. So the 21-8 score at the half, you certainly expect the offense to pick up. And here we go into the second half. Vinton County is going to get us started with the offensive possession.
Good floor spacing as well.
Now Ousley on the drive. Gets away to Yates. Back out Moore. Now Thacker has it on the right side, guarded closely by Baker. Thacker back up to Montgomery. Huntington's got Vinton County kind of pushed high here. Ousley has it. He'll drive, cut off there by Airy. Nice job of squaring the body up and keeping the hands, being able to show them to the official to avoid the foul.
Yeah, long possession here to start the second half.
Montgomery on the drive. Smith comes in and able to stay square and tie Montgomery up. Montgomery, very fortunate that left arm didn't get called for the third foul there, but Smith nonetheless able to tie him up.
Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 times it looked like they shuffled, nothing called. Still ends up with a turnover. Great pass.
What a great pass over the top there. Baker catches and converts, and just the start Huntington needed. Cuts it back to 11, 21-10.
Yeah, after really struggling in that first half scoring, you get a run out for an easy layup. You take that any time for Coach Urich. Zayden Baker now 4 points, 9 rebounds on the night.
Moore gives way to Montgomery. Now Montgomery, the right-hand dribble. Usually offered a ball screen. Montgomery went the other way. Vinton County just looks a little bit stagnant here to start the second half. Now Montgomery's going to try 3. That certainly helps when you dial up a triple and knock it down.
Yeah, gets his feet set. Man goes under the screen, and because of that, he's able to get his feet set, buries a triple. 7 points now for Montgomery.
Back comes Smith. He lost it. Great effort. Vinton County to the floor there. I believe that was Moore with a great effort play and be able to cause the turnover. Back comes Moore on the left side. Comes to the right-hand dribble, guarded closely by Smith. Smith takes it away, but going to get called for the foul. You can certainly see where Huntington picking up the ball pressure. I thought that started in the second period and it's carried over to the third. Defensively, they've been a little bit better. Getting to the three-point line, as you said, they did lose Montgomery on the one ball screen.
Yeah, they've been able to be a little more physical. They're trying to get through the screens and make things a little more difficult for Vinton County. That's why you see a couple jump balls early, a couple fouls.
Into Ousley now this is Yates. Yates into the paint, squares up. Shot no good. Rebound Hirsch of Huntington. He'll look to turn and push. Hirsch into the quarter court off a high ball screen from Manson. Hirsch gets downhill. Up off the glass and good. Nice finish getting downhill, Frankie Hirsch.
Great finish by Hirsch through traffic. Looked like he may have avoided all contact. A great finish. 6 points now for Hirsch.
Now Montgomery has it over on the left wing, right in front of his own bench. Now it's a two-man game. Ousley coming off a Thacker screen up top, Yates. Yates, nice backdoor from Montgomery. They cleared the side, well executed by the Vikings there. Easy two for Montgomery.
Yeah, they're trying to run a little bit of an action to that backside multiple times. That's the first time they've really got much out of it. Good finish, good execution by Vinton County.
Harry has it on the right side. I think we have some contact away from the ball. I didn't see who he ended up getting.
Moore's first.
It looks like Calvin Hirsch will return to the Huntington lineup there. Now box set on the OB under. They go inside ball side to Hirsch. Hirsch fakes the handoff. Vinton County was ready for it, but Hirsch was able to get it back and then tries to throw it on the baseline and knocked out of bounds, and we'll stay on that end and Huntington in possession.
Just really active hands for this Vinton County team so far. Anytime the ball comes low, they're getting a hand on it, making things difficult.
Screen to screener action, well scouted there from Vinton County. Montgomery pokes it away. Now Montgomery will try a three on the other end. Through the contact, knocks it down. That's his second triple of the third quarter. Again, over the top. Hirsch had an easy one, couldn't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, shot back up. Blocked that time by Thacker, and when the ball comes down, they say it went off Hirsch, and it's going to go back over to Vinton County.
Yeah, you got to take care of those easy looks if you are Huntington.
Huntington picks up in the full court. Vinton County wasn't quite ready for it. Now they get it in. Moore has it, coming up one-on-one against Hirsch. Crossover now across the timeline. Dribble all the way down. That's part of the quick hitter to get Montgomery another look. No good this time. Rebound Baker. He's into double digits in that category. Hirsch brings it up for Huntington. That's kind of a heat check, quick hitter to see if Montgomery knocked down another one.
I like the idea from Coach Kite.
Two-man game there. Now Manson has it on that side. Great slip and cut from Baker. And again, Huntington just can't convert at the rim. He did get hit and he'll go to the line. But John, early on in the first quarter, and now again in the third quarter, Huntington a lot of chances at the rim and unable to convert.
Yeah, you're down 17. You're down anything. You have to finish those. You're getting way too many good looks. And even there, I know you get hit in the head, but that's one of those that more times than not you're going to say you should finish, which could have ended up in a three-point play because it's one of those kind of lighter fouls. Third foul on Ousley. Baker now with 5 points to go with his 10 rebounds.
Yeah, John, speaking of Zayden Baker, the 6'3 sophomore, we talked about his growth on the preview show clear back at the beginning of the year on SOSA Overtime. And, man, he just gets better every time I watch him play. He's really putting together a nice game here this evening.
Yeah, you can tell his confidence is growing as well.
Yates will try a deep three. No good. Good box out there, Calvin Hirsch. Gives way to brother Frankie, and he'll look to push it up. Hirsch, crossover, spin back to the middle. Back out top. Now Manson has it on the left side. Manson on the drive. Bang, bang play, and that's a big call because I think that's going to go against Vinton County, which is going to be Montgomery's third.
The three now on Montgomery. Team third. Now you're going to get Montgomery out. Had a great start to this quarter. He had 8 of their first 10.
All the way out top, Baker. Again, Huntington trailing by 15. Baker on the drive, gives way to Manson. He'll try a left side three, too strong. Goes up over top of the backboard, going to go back over to Vinton County. Huntington will pick up in the full court. Inbound, there goes to Moore. Now they'll clear it out, and he'll look to go one-on-one. Good ball pressure there from Hirsch. Moore pushes it up. Smith looks to run and jump. Vinton County able to handle the pressure. Does get a deflection there, Calvin Hirsch. Goes out of bounds. Vinton County have it side out.
I don't know if you can see it from our camera angle. That was a really good play by the Vinton County crowd there. Getting the touch on it before Hirsch could maybe dive after and save it.
Moore hands it off to Yates. Now Yates back up top. Freshman Prater. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here, third quarter. Vinton County by 15 with the basketball. Thacker tried to get it to Yates, and Hirsch in there in the denial, and they're going to say Vinton County touched the last. Great job by Frankie Hirsch causing the turnover.
Yeah, nice job there, working his way through the screen, and then Yates just gets the last touch on it, knocking it out of bounds. 7th turnover for Vinton County. They've done a nice job of controlling that.
Baker brings it up, gives way to the point guard Smith. Now Huntington will look to get set. Elbow entry there to Hirsch, maybe a little off the spot. Now Hirsch on the drive, he'll pull up the elbow, no good. Rebound here, and we're going to have some contact on the box out. Looks like they get Moore away from the ball.
Yeah, and it's at this point you're hearing it a lot from the Huntington bench because this has been a really physical half. You saw it before that, but then even on the crash there by Calvin Hirsch leads to the turnover, the rebound.
Nice seal on the backside there. Again, Calvin Hirsch had a pretty good look at it, couldn't get it to go, and it looked like Brennan Smith, he probably doesn't hear this very much in his career. He's going to get called for going up over the top.
Yeah, a little too much elevation there from Brennan Smith on the offensive rebound. Called for his second foul. Once again, Vinton County not rebounding the ball well at all, but because Huntington isn't finishing, it hasn't hurt him.
Run and jump there again, and yeah, he ended up picking the pivot foot up there as the run and jump comes, and so again, these are those little spots where you start to see maybe the point guard depth and that injury starting to rear its ugly head. If you're Vinton County, you really got to be able to compose over the last 2:19 while Montgomery sits in foul trouble.
Yeah, and if you're Huntington, you got to try to get this under 10 through 3.
Baker goes diagonal to Hirsch, and he dials up a triple. And, John, just as you're saying, right back to 12, got a good chance to get where they want to get. Prater all the way up the right side, does a good job staying in bounds. Good diagonal there to the left side. Moore, bodies flying on the rebound. Yates and Manson, those are two strong athletes really fighting for position there. It looks like Vinton County is going to keep possession. Prater will be inbound man. I think they're still trying to get
I'm sure both.
Wet spot there.
I will say I'm sure both of these football programs at these schools would have really liked to have Yates and Manson on the gridiron for them this fall.
Now I think they're okay with the floor, and we'll be back to action. Vinton County in a spread set there. They'll go opposite corner to Yates. Yates, shot fake in the mid-range, shot up, no good. Baker, another rebound. Throws it out to Hirsch, and he'll look to push up the right side. Hirsch all the way to the rim, never really stopped. And
I think it's going to get the push in the back before the shot, because I think the help side was there to take the charge, but I think they're saying Hirsch got fouled on the drive. Now he's going to get a chance.
And I think you're right. It was good officiating because both officials kind of were having the whistle at the same time. And that the trail official there kind of getting an opportunity to see it from behind, able to make that call.
Yeah, I think he sees the foul. Maybe it's even just a millisecond before the charge would have happened.
Frankie Hirsch, first free throw, good. John, we haven't had a lot of free throws this season.
No, not really at all. Now, right now, the Huntsmen have a large advantage in that, in the fact that they've made any.
Second free throw also good. Now we're back to a 10-point game.
Yeah, 6 for 8 now for the Huntsmen, including 4 for 4 here in the second half.
Pressure there. They get it back to Maynard in the middle. He tries to hit Prater, and Prater trying to save it. Hits the back of the backboard, and again, the pressure just speeding them up a little bit. And we talked about, and this is going to be a good timeout here for Coach Kite. It's going to be a short one. And John, I put it in my notes here. Let me find it. 29-14 at the 3:39 mark when Montgomery got the third foul. He goes to the bench, and here we are, 29-19. Vinton County with another turnover. Huntington's going to possess the ball with a chance to get single digits.
Well, and we talked about it in the first half when Montgomery picked up that second foul. We thought, oh, that's going to make a big difference. Didn't make a difference at all. It's made a big difference here in the second half because right now they're rushing shots. They're not getting bad shots, but they're early in possessions. And early in possession, if you're missing those shots, they end up kind of being bad shots, even if, when you go back and watch the shots, if you don't know time and score, how early in the possession, you're like, got a good shooter with his feet set. Well, if it's 3 seconds into the possession and you don't make it, that's a bad possession.
Well, we talk about the point guard position all the time. We had a real nice segment on SOSA Overtime here recently. When you start to play without your point guard, that puts a lot of pressure on some other people to try to have to feel that tempo and take care of the ball and the pressure. And these are the types of situations they certainly need that. Out of the timeout, Vinton County is going to show zone. They did this just a little bit in the first half. I think Coach Kite's just trying to change the tempo, change the momentum a little bit as Huntington started to steal a little bit of that Lady Mo. Now Airy on the right side for three, and he got it. And we're back to a 7-point game.
Yeah, good inside-out action there. Airy's able to step into a shot, his first made shot of the game. Good work there by Eli Airy.
In the run and jump. That time Vinton County does a little better job of not rushing it. Now we're going to have a Huntington foul up top, just their third team. So with 1:03, this Huntington defense is going to stay extremely physical, and Vinton County is going to have to be really strong on every catch.
Yeah, that's the third on Airy, so that's something to kind of keep an eye on because this is a team that they've only played 6 so far.
Prater has it up top. Goes to the left-hand dribble. Gives away to Maynard. Now it's back out to Yates. Yates over to Moore. 50 seconds remaining in the quarter. Moore dribbles, comes back out. Vinton County may be trying to milk some of this clock. Now they go right side. Prater's going to shoot a corner three. Good inside position there from Yates. And John, that's a senior play right there, right when your team needs it the most. Just go get an offensive rebound and get a stick back.
And then super patient on the putback as well.
Airy turns down the three, drives off the glass there, and he's able to answer that too.
Yeah, kind of a senior play there. Not to rush the three, gets the two, and cuts it back down to 7.
Little stop and go. Nice job by Moore. Gets it all the way to the rim and lays it in. 33-24, 10 to shoot for Huntington. Airy up the left side. He'll try a deep three. No good. Prater up for the rebound. Gets it. And there'll be a long shot that falls short, and we've arrived at the end of the third quarter. It's been an entertaining matchup here. Vinton County leads at 33-24. Don't go anywhere. Should be an exciting fourth quarter. Shane Combs, John Bruce. You're watching high school basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back, Huntington High School. Shane Combs, John Bruce here. High school basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. And appreciate you sitting back and watching with us this evening. And we've got one that kind of starts to have the makeup of becoming a really good one. We thought Vinton County was going to run away and hide. They're up 21-8 at halftime. They pushed that lead to 29-12 at one point in the third quarter. Third foul of Montgomery at the 3:39 mark really flipped the momentum. And Huntington's been all the way back to 7 a couple times, but we currently sit 33-24. Vinton County, John, does have the air. This becomes a really big possession to start the fourth.
Yeah, 100%. And you saw as soon as that horn sounded, Coach Kite turned to Montgomery, told him to get back into that game. We need you for this last 8.
They try to go to a backdoor set. Great catch from Oosley. That ball easily could have went out of bounds, and he was able to snag it over with the right hand and save the turnover. And we end up, let's see, with the foul there on Hirsch.
His first. So nothing for the Huntsmen to worry about there.
Montgomery, the inbounder, box set. Throws it out top. Prater, his shot fake. He gets it all the way to the rim. Shot up off the glass. No good, but the foul. Good looking move there from the Vinton County rookie.
Yeah, you mentioned him as a freshman, and they had said he was a little undersized. I'm not he is a little undersized, but going right now against Smith, not a big size difference there. I like what he's been able to give them so far, and you can just tell he's feeling pretty confident throughout this game. I know he misses that one there, but he's rebounded the ball well, played good defense, and handled it well as well.
Prater will get a second one, needs it to push the lead back to double digits. No good. Rebound Hirsch of Huntington. Hirsch will go ahead and push it himself. Gets all the way to the right-hand dribble. Now spins back. Hits Baker on the cut. His shot up is good. 33-26. Huntington back to that 7 mark.
Baker now with 8 points to go along with 12 rebounds on the night. A really nice night for the sophomore.
Prater has it out top. Baker applying the ball pressure. Now Oosley has it. His way to Maynard. Smith doing a good job denying Montgomery the touch. And if that's area, that's his 4th.
He didn't take advantage of the fact that I think he got a little extra push off there. Or he could have got it called early, but then he stayed with the aggressiveness. Picks up his 4th. Looks like Coach Jurg probably going to let him run until he's done.
Montgomery has it out top. Smith continues to guard him. Montgomery picks his dribble up. Thacker flashes out to help. Now Montgomery has it back. Montgomery on the drive, does a good job jump stop to avoid the charge. Now gives way. Top of the key 3 for Moore. That thing goes all the way in and comes out. Hirsch runs down the rebound. Hirsch all the way diagonal to Smith. And I'm not so sure Vinton County, I couldn't see who that was. It might have got a piece of it that went off. I think it was Thacker getting back in transition. And I think it ended up hitting Smith after that little deflection, or at least in his eyesight enough to make it tough on the catch.
Anything there. It could be a deflection. It could be just the flash of the hand can throw you off, and it leads to the turnover. Only the 11th for Huntington.
Montgomery turns down the handoff there. Up through contact, no good. Huntington now in transition. Baker has it. Baker, the right-hand dribble, now cross over to the left to the middle. Kicks it out Smith. He'll try a 3 ball, and he got it. Huntington as close as they've been in a long, long time, all the way within 4 at 33-29.
Yeah, great patience by Zayden Baker there, and then Brennan Smith just steps into the 3, knocks it down. Only his 2nd shot attempt of the game, first 3 points for the sophomore.
Usually has it up top, back to Montgomery. 6 minutes left in the game. All the way across the top, that's Moore. Pressured there by Calvin Hirsch. Moore picks it up. Now Maynard has it. Harry's got to be careful playing with those 4 fouls. Good cut away from the basketball by Oosley, and he lays it in, and we're going to have a full timeout. Let's take it with him, John. 35-29, Vinton County by 6. You're watching high school boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. and 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Welcome back inside Huntington High School. Shane Combs, John Bruce, so glad you're with us watching here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. We've got a good one brewing. It looked like Vinton County was going to run away and hide, John, leading by as many as 17 there in the third quarter. Back come the Huntsmen, and they got it within 4 before Ousley was able to make a great cut, and then an outstanding pass hit him in stride for the layup.
Yeah, just an absolute dynamite pass from Montgomery. You know, he's led them in scoring, but he's also done a really good job of distributing the ball. And with him being off the floor has been a big reason why Huntington's been able to chip away at this.
Vinton County going to extend it out. Looks like a little 1-2-2 action. Huntington's got to watch the 10 count, and just like that,
I think we're going to get the timeout.
One official had the 10. The other official had the timeout first, and nonetheless, Huntington's going to keep possession there. So, you know, and John, that happens a lot of times. A lot of times the one official hears timeout, the count's at 9. The other official blows the whistle, but if the official knows he had it at the 9 count, he needs to reward the timeout, and I thought that was good officiating.
Well, another piece of good officiating is the fact that we've seen at least 2 of these guys work together for a long time.
Yes.
And when you know each other, you can build trust in that as well, because you know, okay, I know he's not undercutting me. He's making the call he sees. We've seen them communicate multiple times. It's been a really well officiated game in that factor.
No question about it. So, again, Vinton County kind of maybe catches Huntington off guard there with the way they changed it up to the zone look. Now let's see what Vinton County decides to do. Looks like they might stay in the same defense right around the 3-quarter court. They've got the length of Maynard out here on the point of it. Hirsch across the timeline. Vinton County in a good spot to trap. They're able to get it out now. Airy has it. He'll try a mid-range jumper. No good. Calvin Hirsch on the offensive glass. Back out. It's Baker for 3. No good. Good box out there. Inside position from Moore.
That's going to be it for Airy.
And I was just going to say, I think that was Airy that comes over the top.
Got a couple of good looks. So Airy's going to finish his night with 5 points. Had a nice little burst there late in the third. Just a lot of foul trouble for him. I love the energy he brings, but you're also, when you're only playing the 6, you've got some really experienced guys on the court.
There you see the length of Hirsch. Moore tries to throw it up over top of him. Hirsch about 6'1", 6'2", extremely athletic, able to deflect it out of bounds.
It's all that apple picking.
Montgomery inbounds it, and then they'll hand it right back to him. 5 minutes to play in this one. Vinton County by 6 with the basketball. Moore drives hard to the right hand. Turns around, kicks it back out. Maynard, they said he fumbled the pass, so it's not a double dribble. Now Yates has it over in the corner. Back up top. Now give way to Montgomery. Montgomery drives hard to the right hand. Good help from Calvin Hirsch there, and then the recovery. Now Ousley has it. Ousley back out to Moore. Montgomery has it up top. Vinton County doing a good job taking care of the basketball. It's been a 30-second possession.
Yeah, now if you can get some points off of this, it's even better if you're Vinton County.
Maynard drives to the middle, back up top. And again, Vinton County, good spacing, continue to share the ball. Montgomery, a little stop and go crossover, and then he throws it back out. Yates had already started the cut, and he completes the pass, but unfortunately to his head coach, N.J. Kite.
And it was such a pretty move before as well, where if they could have just connected on that, that's probably going to be at least 2 points for Vinton County. Just unfortunate for the Vikings. That's their 10th turnover instead.
Vinton County stays in this 1-2-2. Able to kind of give Huntington a little bit of fits here in the backcourt. Now they get out of it. Hirsch has it. Hirsch will drive hard to the right hand, all the way to the rim, through the contact for the and one.
Yeah,
Frankie Hirsch going to go to the line. John, a free throw can cut it to one possession.
He's just so tough, and he doesn't do anything showy. So it's just always just, he's just going to go, he's going to work. That's what he's doing. He's going to work. He's competing at work. Just does such a great job on the ball fake, sees the opening, and then finishes through the contact with a chance to cut it to, as you said, a 3-point game.
Hirsch at the charity stripe. He'll get one. Shot up is good, so 35-32.
14 now for Frankie Hirsch. 10 of those coming in the second half.
Moore has it over on the right side, picks his dribble up, throws it up over the top to Ousley. Ousley. Back out top, Moore. Yates will try a left corner three, and he got it. What a big answer from the senior Yates.
Yeah, it seemed like Huntington had them reeling a little bit, but Yates sets his feet, buries the triple in the corner. 14 now for Nash Yates.
Hirsch trying to throw the diagonal, trying to get Baker in the right corner, deflected out of bounds. So with 3:25 to go in the game, Huntington will keep possession. It's like Baker will inbound. It's going to be a box set for Huntington. Hirsch is located right in front of the basketball. They give it to Hirsch. Hirsch keeps it on the handoff. Now looks to go one-on-one against Ousley. Spins. Pretty good job there by Ousley to cut him off. Now Baker will try a spin move. He'll hit opposite wing. It's Smith for three. No good. Good box out down there by Montgomery. That's outstanding position.
Yeah, he's not going to get credit for the rebound, but it does an outstanding job. As you said, that's the 5th foul now against Huntington, so free throws for the rest of the night on each foul for Vinton County.
Yeah, and John, we talked about in the first half, Vinton County, if you're just joining us, only ended up giving up 8 points in the first half, but the one thing we nitpicked at was their inability to rebound the basketball. I've seen 2 or 3 times now here late in the fourth quarter where some good box outs are starting to take place for Vinton County.
Yeah, it's definitely made a big impact for them, even without grabbing those rebounds. It's getting those fouls. Although they're really struggling from the line. 0 for 3 on the night is Vinton County, as they've taken a lot of threes, but because of that, they haven't got to the line very often at all.
Montgomery, obviously a scorer, can really get it going. Had 44 in the game earlier this year in a win over Alexander. Second free throw also no good. What a big rebound from Thacker to win another possession. Right man, right spot.
Yeah, sometimes those long rebounds. We saw one of the best teams we've ever seen in the Southeast District, Minford, lose in the state semifinal, partially because of just a kind of an awful miss on a free throw.
Well, Montgomery's going to go back to the free throw line. That foul on Smith, his third. And Montgomery, unable to convert the last time, gets another chance here to add to this 6-point advantage. First free throw up. That one's good.
13 now on the night for Josh Montgomery.
Yeah, he's done a nice job just staying with it through the foul trouble.
Mm-hmm. You can see how he'd have such a big game like that just for how his game is.
Second free throw, really nice stroke there. 40-32, Vinton County by 8. Sideline break for Huntington. Smith has it in a hurry. Now he crosses over into the middle. Shot up off the glass and good. Quick timeout here for Huntington. They're going to go full. We're going to take it with them. 40-34. Huntington back within 6. Stay with us here for a great finish. You're watching boys high school basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Welcome back, Huntington High School. Shane Combs and John Bruce coming up on what we think is going to be a really good finish here. 2:48 to play. Vinton County 40, Huntington 34. It's going to be Vinton County basketball in the full court. Huntington's going to look to pick up with some pressure.
Each team with 2 timeouts left, possession arrow going towards the Huntsmen.
Inbound here, and they're going to say Yates traveled on the catch. Going to say he ended up taking the extra step there, and that's a big turnover. It goes right back to Huntington.
There's been a couple of different times it felt like Vinton County might have been shuffling on some of those catches. Hadn't been called. It is called there. Big break for Huntington.
Now Smith has it into the scrimmage area. His right side, that's Hirsch. Hirsch into the post. Loose ball down on the floor. As you said, the possession, they were going to keep it there. That's Phipps into the game for Huntington. They were trying to get into the post feed.
I believe that's his first possession of the game, and they look to feed him.
Looks like a triangle set there. Phipps up top, Baker. They're going to try to run Smith back in. Now Phipps will look to post. Pretty good front there from Montgomery. Now Hirsch has it up top. Hirsch to the right hand. Jump stop, back to cutting Smith. The floater in the middle of the paint, and that's good. 40-36, Huntington back within 4.
The Huntsmen just keep being solid defensively, and then just you don't have to force the threes.
Then the timeout saved what could have been a turnover as Ousley lost his footing there. We'll stay here this time. So it's 40-36. And, John, it's crazy to think. You go all the way back to the third quarter. 29-12, Vinton County led by 17. I believe that was their biggest lead. Then over the third quarter, early fourth quarter, Huntington went on a 20-6 run, got all the way back to 35-32. It looked like Vinton County was going to weather the storm as they go back up to 40-32. But since then, Huntington with 4 straight. And here at 40-36, you just feel like this is where we talk about in sports, Vinton County has to continue to play to win, not to lose. You can't beg the clock away, so to speak. You really got to execute down the stretch.
Yeah, it makes it to where, if you're Vinton County, you still got to run your stuff. You don't want to rush things offensively, but first off, you got to get the ball up the court. You got a turnover on the last possession on the shuffle. There, you get a timeout to save a turnover. So you just got to get the ball up the court and then get into your stuff, which when they've gotten in the half court, they've been really efficient so far.
Well, the other part of this is you've got the 5 fouls plus there for Huntington on the one side. So Vinton County going to go to the line the rest of the way out. Vinton County only has the 1 foul. I would like to see them pick up their intensity a little bit. I feel like there's been some pretty easy flow for Huntington their last 3 or 4 offensive possessions.
Yeah, it's too easy as you said, with only the 1 foul, 2:04 to play. That's plenty of time to just be really aggressive defensively if you're Vinton County and make it difficult for Huntington.
Montgomery will give way to Thacker across the timeline. Now Thacker has it up top, pressured there by Phipps. Gives way to Ousley. We're under 2 minutes to play now in the game. Now Montgomery has it out top, guarded by Smith.
Man, I'm thinking if that about right there is where I would foul. I mean, probably when one of the non-guards gets it, that's a double.
Montgomery on the drive, leaves it for Ousley, and he lays it in. Nice job, Montgomery, getting downhill. Ousley converts. 42-36, lead back to 6. Back comes Hirsch. Hirsch with an inside-out dribble, pulls up mid-range, and hits the fadeaway jumper. Tough shot.
Yeah, just nice work there by Frankie Hirsch, but a great possession before that by Vinton County to run some clock, and then a nice finish inside by Cole Ousley. He's got 6 points on 3 of 3 shooting. He's just been really efficient for them when he's been able to stay on the floor without some foul trouble. But
yeah,
another assist for Josh Montgomery. I've got him for 5 on the night.
Yeah, he's been really good in the floor game too. And again, if you're just joining us, he's played through some foul trouble in both the second and third quarter, and been able to do a nice job as a playmaker. And the other thing that's happened is Huntington started to run them off the three-point line. Remember, the three-point shot was such a big part early in the game. Now Vinton County, I think, has adjusted a little bit, and they're starting to play downhill with a little bit more aggressiveness, and they've been able to convert at the rim a little bit.
Yeah, but the only problem there for Huntington, a little over 40 seconds go off the clock. You don't cut into the lead at all. The lead doesn't grow. But now you're going to get to see some football plays here ran by Vinton County.
Going to sprint there and get Montgomery into an isolation. He has it in the backcourt. Montgomery crosses over, now a run and jump from Smith. Montgomery does a good job of accepting that, but Moore gets caught in the air, and Smith picks it off. Smith into the open court, goes up and under, blocked there. Huntington with the rebound. Hirsch, he'll fade away. Shot no good. Bet Phipps is there on the putback basket. Huntington within 2 now, 42-40. Inbound Montgomery. Montgomery, as he crossed over, Calvin Hirsch takes it away, and they're going to say they have a foul, and needless to say, Huntington did not agree with the call, but it's going to send Vinton County back to the free throw line.
Oh, that's a tough one for Huntington. A little late, but there was a lot of contact on the play, which is going to get Montgomery back to the line where he is 2 for 4.
52.4, 42-40 Vinton County. Vinton County has the possession arrow as well. Montgomery will be going to the line to shoot 2. First shot up, no good. So now the best he can do is push it to 3. So it's going to be one possession. It's been a long, long time in this game, going back to pretty much the earliest possessions of the game, where Huntington's going to have the basketball in its hand with a chance to tie, maybe go ahead, depending on what happens on this free throw.
Well, you still got a timeout. Possession arrow now going to Vinton County. So something to keep in mind as well.
Second free throw is good. Vikings by 3. Smith has it. He pushes it up all the way across. Now Hirsch has it. Hirsch into the middle. Pull-up jumper. He got it. Quick timeout, Huntington. We'll stay here with them to talk some strategy. About 44 seconds, I think, is what that said on the clock. This is one of those where they put the timeout clock up on the board. That's a discussion for another day. But nonetheless, 43-42. Huntington all the way back within 1. And Vinton County going to have to do a good job of the time and score here, getting the ball in and taking care of it, making some free throws.
Yeah, 44.5 to play. Now, no timeouts left for the Huntsmen. But once again, that's another trip where Huntington just goes down and gets a quick look, a fairly easy look as well. That's where you want to think about using those fouls. If you're Vinton County, you can be really aggressive defensively when you give the ball up. And for Huntington right now, 44.5 to play. I mean, you got a long time to just guard. You don't really have anyone, you got 3 fouls with Brennan Smith, but you can be really active defensively here if you're Huntington. Try to force that turnover before you think about fouling.
Oh, I'd say you'll definitely use the 10 seconds there in the backcourt to see if you can cause a turnover before doing so. John, the point I was making earlier, I'm not even saying you're at the point yet where you have to give the fouls.
Right.
I'm saying I would just like to see Vinton County engage a little bit more with that physical ball pressure that we watched earlier in the game, because it just seems like Huntington's been able to get some really, really quick action and without a whole lot of resistance.
Yeah, like that's, there's a good closeout by Nash Yates on that, but still that's a shot Frankie Hirsch is going to make probably 75-80% of the time. So you be a little bit more aggressive, maybe foul, make it a little more difficult.
Vinton County with a 1-4 look across the free throw line, able to get it into Montgomery again. Montgomery absorbs the trap, gets it over there to Oosley, back to Montgomery, and through the contact, there's going to be a turnover. Hirsch in the open court, he lays it in, and Huntington leads. 27 seconds to play. Vinton County, for the first time this evening, trails in the basketball game.
And if you're Huntington, you got to remember you don't need to foul.
Montgomery thought Yates was in the corner, and he throws it away. 15.6 seconds, and now the foul situation is crucial because Vinton County only has 1 team foul. They're going to have to give several fouls to even be able to get Huntington to the free throw line.
And here, if you're Huntington, you have to be very strong with the ball when you get it.
Baker inbound to Hirsch, no one's there. So they'll give the 1 foul, and again, that's just the 2nd foul.
And I think right there, sometimes you want to look ahead on that, but I like him taking the foul. You're going to run a little bit more time, and it's probably your best ball handler. So you want him with the ball as long as possible.
Manson will inbound it here. And again, we're going to have a hold before it even comes inbound. That time, Thacker had a hold of Hirsch. Not a bad idea, really.
Yeah, they actually took 0.4 of a second off, so I wouldn't be surprised if they threw something back on. .13 seconds is what it's showing on the game clock.
still has a foul to give, so they get it in, and they've got a foul there immediately, and they do. So now with 10.8, now this is where if you're Huntington, you want to get the ball in bounds. Again, you got to be strong. You can't allow Vinton County to tie you up because you do not have.
I think if you're Vinton County, you got to do everything to not let Hirsch get the ball here.
Into Hirsch there, and immediately he's fouled, so he's going to go to the free throw line with 9.7.
I'd say the good thing, though, if you're Vinton County, is that was a little over a second. So it's 15.6 when they turned it over. You get those 4 fouls done in just under 6 seconds. So, I mean, pretty efficient work there. But now you send Frankie Hirsch to the line.
So regardless of what happens here, Vinton County's going to stay in a one-possession game. At 44-43, Hirsch will get a couple free throws. First free throw, that one's good. 45-43, Huntsman by 2. So this free throw will let you know a lot about the strategy.
Connected on all 4 so far, and there's, still a timeout left for Vinton County. So if Huntington wants to give the foul, they can, but Vinton County still has that timeout.
Second free throw is up. That one's no good. Rebound. Vinton County out in the open court. Moore thought about a 3, now going to get all the way to the rim. Shot up, and the basket goes through the contact. Ties it at 45, and Moore is going to go to the free throw line with a chance to put his team back in front. Wow.
What a play by Jace Moore to just go through the contact there and finish to tie this game up with a chance to take the lead. 2.5 to play.
Now with the bonus situation, you got to be really careful on all these rebound opportunities if he would miss it. Huntington without a timeout, correct, on your sheet?
Yes.
Free throw is up. No good. Ball bounces around. Baker will try to heave it from about every bit of 80 feet. No good, and we're tied at 45, and let's head to overtime.
Presented by Perfection One. Let's go.
There you go.
First time we got to do it all year.
Well, John, let's step away, and certainly you wouldn't want to go anywhere now. You're going to watch some overtime basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Welcome back to Huntington High School, where we're ready for some free basketball here as we head to overtime, tied at 45 all. John, I don't know if Huntington felt like we were going to be in this situation about an hour ago. In the halftime locker room, they trailed 21-8. In the third quarter, they trailed 29-12. But they continue to stay with it. They fight all the way back, and they take the lead. And down 2, give Vinton County credit. They could have crumbled as well on the road. They didn't. More drives. Able to hit the shot, unable to hit the free throw, but nonetheless, tied at 45, and let's play 4 more minutes. Huntington's going to take the opening tip.
Been really fun so far, especially in this second half. First half, not the most fun, but a great second half of basketball.
Smith comes up top. That's Hirsch. Hirsch off the left-hand dribble, elbow jumper on the pull-up. He got it. Huntington leads by 2.
They ran that same action to start the game, and it got shut down that time. They run it. Hirsch able to avoid getting the ball stolen. Steps in, knocks down the jumper. 23 points now for Frankie Hirsch.
Montgomery off ball screen, now with the Thacker. And they're going to say took the extra step as he pulled up, and going to turn it back over to Huntington.
15 turnovers now for Vinton County. something that wasn't affecting them a big way until Huntington started to chip away at that lead. Now we'll see what the strategy is for Huntington offensively.
Hirsch brings it up for Huntington. Goes right side, Manson. Hands it back off to Hirsch. Now he'll throw it back up top, Baker. Baker tried to get it down low. Knocked away. Bodies flying all over the place, and I think we're going to foul. So they're walking the other way, so I think the foul was on Huntington. Looks like it was Manson there on the loose ball foul. Now I don't know if there's a question who's at the free throw line.
It should be Ousley.
Okay, so Ousley is going to the free throw line.
Yeah, and it was just because a forced pass, and it ends up just being a loose ball foul on Manson. Just a good hustle play, but it's the right call.
Ousley's first free throw is good. Cuts the lead back to one at 47-46. He'll get another one to try to tie it up. The sophomore second free throw good. John, he's been really steady here this evening. I've been impressed with his role he plays for the Vikings.
Yeah, 8 points for him. He's been, as you said, really steady.
And bounce Baker. He'll go ahead and bring it up now. We're tied at 47, 3 minutes to play here in overtime. Guess who? Ousley on the poke away. I think did they get in for a foul?
Yeah. A very similar play to what happened on the last loose ball. It's going to be on Ousley. That's his fourth. I think it's going to be called almost as a chop block there. It will send Calvin Hirsch to the line where he has gone 1 for 2, which is his only point of the game. But
good hustle there because, again, I thought it was his deflection that knocked the ball loose, and then obviously as the bodies came together on the contact, it's where the call comes from. So it's going to send Calvin Hirsch, the 6'3 freshman, to the free throw line.
1.8 rebounds for Calvin Hirsch on the night. So hasn't done it offensively, but he's done a great job of rebounding the basketball. And this is something I had said, when we had a break of like, man, I don't know if my pregame kind of spiel of like the team that rebounds the ball better is going to win this game. Right now, it's at least becoming more interesting because for a while, Huntington was dominating the glass, but it wasn't making a positive impact for them.
Well, it was certainly a statistic that was allowing them just to hang around, and then they were finally able to find some offense and get back in it. First free throw is good. Prater of Vinton County is going to check in. Placing Thacker. Calvin will get a second opportunity at the charity stripe. Shot up is also good. Huntington by 2. Vinton County back in possession of the basketball. Ousley brings it up, just now getting across the timeline. He's guarded by Hirsch.
Yeah, plenty of time right now if you are Vinton County. You don't have to rush anything. Just run your stuff.
Prater drives to the left hand, cut off there. The length of Hirsch causing a problem. Going to have a timeout over on the Vinton County side. We'll stay here. So again, it's Huntington by 2. Vinton County got pinned over there on the side. Coach Kite, pretty much all he could do. You can't allow a possession to get away this late into overtime.
No, not at all. It's just one of those things. You get into a tough spot. The thing I didn't really love about that possession was Montgomery didn't touch it. Now, I think they were running an action for him, but I would almost like to see him bring it in, get into it, then get into his aspect of the action because, when he's had the ball and getting into their offense, they've been better. He's got the 5 assists, 13 points on the night. He's played pretty well in the little bit he's been on the floor.
Well, John, I think that's the identity change that Vinton County's going through with the point guard injury because so much of these things would be with a Maxwell maybe getting them started, and you'd be using Montgomery or Yates away from the ball. And as you said, now you're searching for different people that can do different things, and that's a growth. Unfortunately, you talk about baptism by fire. You're like, hey, here in overtime, here, you take the ball and try to get us in this, and that's not always the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, and you're not playing a team that's going to sit back in a zone and not really put the ball pressure on you. This is a Huntington team that they're going to pressure you, and they're going to do it in a big way, especially because that's what got them back in this game. One timeout for each side. Possession arrow is pointing towards the Vikings as of now.
Get it into Ousley. Now Montgomery has it up top. He's guarded closely by Smith. Montgomery to the left-hand dribble. Going to come back, a quick hitter for Yates to get a three. Yates partially blocked, I think. Huntington has it. I think Manson might have got a piece of that.
Yeah, huge play by Calvin Manson. Second time he's blocked a three in this game.
Hirsch goes right side Manson. Now Baker has it in the corner. Tried to get it to a cutting Hirsch, poked away. Luckily, Huntington has it, and then as Ousley takes it away, he's going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, right now it's just Huntington trying to force too many passes into too tight of windows where you don't need to do it. Ousley's going to foul out 8 points for him on the night. Really liked what that sophomore brought to the game for Vinton County. He's going to see a lot of winning.
Well, and what a big play there, because that was a careless pass that about 3 Vikings had a chance to pick off. They're unable to get it cleanly, and then on the loose ball, you get a foul, you lose Ousley, and now Manson at the free throw line. He's going to make a free throw.
Yeah, each of Ousley's last 2 fouls were kind of careless passes where he gets hurt by the fact that it just ends up being a loose ball. 4 straight free throws now for Huntington has given them a 4-point advantage.
That's their biggest advantage of the night. And they're going to say it was a 5 count, going to turn it back over. Good denial from Huntington. So Huntington enjoying the biggest lead of the evening at 4. Good time to have it with 2 minutes to go in overtime, and they've got the ball with a chance to add to it.
Yeah, let's see if they can run any clock now, because they have not had possession with the chance to run clock here in the game.
Hirsch all the way downhill. And again, now it's just going to really turn into Huntington going to the free throw line here as Hirsch is going to go back. He's kind of set up 10th there, late fourth quarter and in overtime here with Frankie Hirsch, Calvin Hirsch, and Calvin Manson.
Yeah, really good floor spacing there by Huntington because Frankie Hirsch is going to go right. You just have to be able to be smart, be fundamental enough to cut that off. And he takes advantage of a little opening and now back to the line where he's got 24 on the night.
5-point advantage. This free throw would make it 6. Free throw is good, 53-47. And County gets it in. It's Montgomery. Montgomery will turn against Smith.
Still got a lot of time left if you're Vinton County as well.
Montgomery all the way into the quarter court. Gets downhill. Shot up, no good. Another rebound for Baker. It's been a huge night for the sophomore on the glass. Hirsch is going to walk it up. 90 seconds to play. Vinton County going to have to get after the basketball here a little bit. Now Manson has it over in front of the Huntington bench. Up top it's Smith.
And they're doing a really good job of keeping the ball in ball handlers' hands. You don't want to foul if you're Vinton County.
Smith kicks it all the way diagonal. Again, Huntington just trying to play a little keep away. And it's going to send Frankie Hirsch back to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think Prater was trying to give the foul on Baker because they let you do the hack-a-shack thing a little bit now, but ultimately Montgomery fouled around the same time, his 4th.
Been a big night for Frankie Hirsch, looking to add to it here at the free throw line. First shot up good.
26. He had 4 at the half. Now, the team had 8, so, I mean, they didn't have a whole lot, but he's had a huge second half.
Second free throw, that one bounces home. 55-47. Huntington by 8, coming up on a minute to play. Moore across half court. Now Montgomery. Vinton County doesn't have a whole lot of time to play with. Montgomery will try a 3. Shot up, no good. Rebound again by Baker. Gives way to Hirsch. Hirsch up. Now it's Calvin Hirsch out in the open court. and he'll lay it in.
Yeah, this final score is not going to be indicative of this game at all.
All the way down in the corner, it's Maynard. Back outside, it's Moore. Now Montgomery has it. Montgomery on the drive, through the contact, shot up and good. Yeah. Certainly not what you wanted there if you're Huntington, but again, give the Montgomery credit for never stopped competing, and he plays through the contact and scores.
Here's kind of a sleeper kind of thing. Rhett Phelps didn't play for the first 29 and a half minutes of the game. He comes in, makes a huge play to get a putback to cut the lead down to 1 or to 2 at the time. Just coming off the bench, being ready at any time. Just a huge play by the senior.
Yeah, Rhett Phipps, the 6'1" senior center, had his preseason slowed by an injury and then able to get back at it here over the last 4 or 5 games, and they're going to throw it to the top. Nice unselfish touch pass. Speaking of Phipps, he gives it away to Calvin Hirsch and he lays it in, and now it's just a matter of time, and Phipps delivers a pretty good blow there to Thacker. Thacker's going to go to the free throw line with 13.3. And John, this is going to be one of those wins if you're Huntington that can really spark something over the holiday break. Obviously, Vinton County, it's going to be a real gut punch. You come in and you accomplish a lot of the things you're hoping to get back to, and you just weren't able to finish. You almost come back and steal it anyway. And look, there's no way to sugarcoat it. It's just going to be one that stings. But if you're Vinton County, you're certainly getting closer and closer to finding some things that's going to become your new identity.
Yeah, they're going to be okay in the end. It's a good staff, good kids, nice play.
Oh, wow. What a great play. Knocks it all the way up to Phipps. You won't see a better athletic play than the one that Frankie Hirsch just made. Outstanding. Half-court shot, hits the front of the rim, and Huntington 61, Vinton County 50 in overtime. What a wild game. A lot of fun, all sorts of things that go over. Please don't go anywhere. John will be back with myself to tell you all about it here. You're watching high school boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance, Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back to Huntington High School. What an incredible evening it's been of basketball. Shane Combs, John Bruce here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. So glad you've decided to watch with us here this evening. If you have not been with us, let me try my best to recap what we just had a chance to be a part of over the last couple hours. This Vinton County team had come in at 3-4. They were off to a 3-1 start. They'd lost 3 in a row, and they've lost their point guard over this losing streak, and they've really tried to find themselves, and boy, did they ever. They come out with great intensity. They shoot the 3 ball, and playing a 7-2 Huntington team on the road and coming out and leading 16-5 at the end of the first quarter, 21-8 at halftime. They would eventually go up 29-12 about halfway through the third quarter, and then Huntington would start to find some stride. Montgomery went to the bench with 3 fouls there with about 3:39 to go in the third. Huntington was able to put together over the rest of that third quarter and into the fourth quarter a 20-6 run, so 33-24 at the end of the third quarter. It eventually would cut all the way to 3 at 35-32 Vinton County, right around 3.5 minutes to play. And then down the stretch, Huntington makes some plays. They get out in front. It looks like Huntington's going to win it in regulation. They lead at 45-43. Vinton County's Jace Moore comes back in a hard drive, gets a shot up off the glass. He converts to tie it at 45, has a free throw on an and one, unable to get that to fall. So we head off to overtime, tied at 45 all. And then once we got to overtime, I just thought Huntington was able to play out in front, and then really they were efficient at the free throw line, led by Frankie Hirsch in a big night that John will be telling you about here in just a second. With the win, Huntington improves to 8-2 overall. Vinton County drops to 3-5. And John, if you look throughout the evening, it's just your mind spinning a little bit, trying to wrap your mind around what took place in terms of the momentum swings and the different things. But give Huntington a lot of credit. Been real easy to pack it in right around mid-third quarter, and they just didn't do that.
Oh, it's just, that's one of those things you always talk about. You almost do it almost tongue-in-cheek at times of like, oh, that's the township. They're never going to quit. They're not going to give up. They're not. It's just one of those things. That's what Vinton County is as well. But you get down 17. You've just really struggled from the field. You knew at some point they were going to start making some baskets, but they also were doing it with getting stops as well. So for them to only give up 45 points, it kept them in the game and gave them a chance to get to overtime. And because of that defense, once they started to turn it up, got some turnovers, and really Frankie Hirsch really got going offensively, it just ends up being a big win for Huntington.
Well, you mentioned, let's start on the Huntington side of your stat sheet. You mentioned the big night for Frankie Hirsch you'll tell us about. I thought Baker was terrific as well. Smith made some big plays. What jumps out at you on the Huntington side?
Well, Frankie Hirsch, 27 points. He had 4 at the half. As I kind of jokingly said, well, they had 8 at the half, so it wasn't like anyone really did a lot. But he had 23 points in the second half and overtime. He also had 7 rebounds. And then, as you said, he had one of the more athletic plays you're ever going to see. For that assist late in the game, he just does. He's so steady at all times. So he misses a late free throw that would have put him up by 3. Doesn't bother him at all. Comes out immediately in overtime, knocks down a jumper, and then he steps to the line, and he's perfect at the line the rest of the game. Just outstanding effort from him. As you mentioned, Zayden Baker was really good tonight. 8 points, 13 rebounds. I had him for 3 assists. It just felt like anytime they needed a big play, he was able to make it. He's got to tighten up the passing a little bit once they got ahead in overtime, but man, I don't think he came off the floor. So because of that and the effort he gave, if you could say, oh, he's a little tired, totally understandable because of that effort he gave overall. Calvin Hirsch came off the bench, 7 points, 9 rebounds. He had 6 points in overtime. I mean, that's really coming alive as a freshman, does a great job there. Brennan Smith was steady all night long. He had 7 points, 5 points for Eli Airy, 4 points for Rhett Phipps. As we mentioned, he didn't go in until about 2:31 left in the game. He just made some really big plays late in the game for them as well. And then Calvin Manson doesn't score from the field, goes 3 for 4 at the line, but I think he made some big-time impact plays for them. Didn't hang his head when he was kind of, sat for a little bit in that set or in that late in that fourth quarter. But the thing that really is the big difference maker in the game, collected rebounds. So as a player gets it, not the team rebounds or anything off of that, 33-11 for Huntington.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things we talked about in the pregame. Who has less turnovers? Huntington, 12 turnovers. Vinton County, 16. Also, they just dominated the glass all night long, and because of that, they're moving to 8-2.
Yeah, no question about it. And on the Vinton County side, as we said, there's some guys that are going to be asked to do a lot more playing without Maxwell as they're going through this tough losing streak and they're looking to find themselves. I was real impressed with a lot of the different things I watched. I looked down through my notes here. Ousley impacted it, Yates and Moore and Prater and Maynard, Montgomery, Thacker. I mean, even Greer in the second quarter came and gave some minutes. What jumps out at you statistically there for Vinton County?
It's just that as a team, you can see this is going to be a team that's going to win a lot of games. I know this is going to be one that stings. You're up 17. It's going to hurt. But, man, when Josh Montgomery's on the floor, they're really good. I mean, he may have to be the one that the ball's in his hands, kind of facilitating, even if he's not bringing the ball up. 19 points, 5 assists for him. I just thought he was really good. At times he was the best player on the floor. He had to sit a lot with some foul trouble, but I really liked his game, doing it inside and out. 14 points for Nash Yates. I believe he was 4 for 8, maybe 4 for 9 from the three-point line. He's just, if he gets his feet set, he's really good. He made some really big, impactful plays, some winning plays late. 10 points for Jace Moore. Just got to keep his head up. He made the play to get a chance to win the game at the line. He
big time play.
Unfortunately, just misses the free throw. And it just was one that just rattles in and out. It wasn't like miss it left or right. It's just a hair long or a hair short. Either way, he'll knock that down on the next time. And I really liked that Cole Ousley was able to do 8 points from him. And you mentioned some of those other guys as well. Thacker, I loved his defense. Maynard, I loved his defense. And I really like what I saw out of Briggs Prater as well. I think he's got a chance to be a big-time player throughout his career at Vinton County.
Well, and then before we get out of here and to bring in a new year over the next couple days, then we'll be back at it really early here in 2026. Tell the fans what we have coming up.
Well, on Friday night, this is going to be one of our streams, but me and Raymond Gleedle are going to be down at Alexander to get a couple of really good games over there, Peebles and Athens over at Alexander, and then you also got Logan Elm and Alexander on the girls' side. Should be a really fun contest there. But Saturday night, you and Carson will have a big one over at Miami Trace. Circleville, a team that we're really high on, getting a chance to take on the unbeaten Miami Trace Panthers, who have not lost in nearly 30 regular season games.
Wow.
An outstanding program ran by Coach Ackley over there. Coach Callahan and Coach Ackley both have been on the Haynes-Stoll Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show over the last couple of weeks. Really good interviews with both. Just keep an eye out on that game on live stream presented by Ohio Health, as always. And then on Sunday, we'll be recording Overtime presented by Perfection One. And then we'll also have another episode of the Haynes-Stoll Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening.
Yeah, a lot going on. Up and down the YouTube page there. If you love high school basketball like we do, there's a ton. Well, John, Happy New Year to you, and I look forward in 2026 to covering more with you and doing a lot of things here. On that note, we're going to get on out of here. Big shout out to Kenneth and the job he does on the camera, and for John Bruce, this is Shane Combs. Final score for the final time. Huntington comes from behind, and they win at 61-50 over Vinton County in overtime. So long, everyone.